nah, don't try it. You can't feed me lies, won't buy it. Question everything, told them, nah, don't try it. Yeah, but you're moving like some sidekick. But you're moving like some waste man. Trying to impress me, won't like it. Be yourself, man, please don't try it. Really, why do they always? Nah, don't try it. You can't feed me lies, won't buy it. Question everything, told them, nah, don't try it. Yeah, but you're moving like some sidekick. But you're moving like some waste man. Trying to impress me, won't like it. Be yourself, man, please don't try it. Really, why do they always? Yeah, you know I'm back like black tracksuit with a black top cap. People love to try, people love to lie. People forget, stop, remember that. We done them good, you remember that. We needed someone, here's the facts. But people love to try, people love to lie. Yeah, this is London, mind the gap. Living life just multitasking. Smile like a horror movie, I'm laughing. Motivated and focused, crafting. Dash something in a break, all your eggs in a basket. Can't handle it, why you asking? Can't handle it, why you asking? Can't handle it, why you asking? Please don't try it. Nah, don't try it. You can't feed me lies, won't buy it. Question everything, told them, nah, don't try it. Yeah, but you're moving like some sidekick. But you're moving like some waste man. Trying to impress me, won't like it. Be yourself, man, please don't try it. Really, why do they always? Nah, don't try it. You can't feed me lies, won't buy it. Question everything, told them, nah, don't try it. Yeah, but you're moving like some sidekick. But you're moving like some waste man. Trying to impress me, won't like it. Be yourself, man, please don't try it. Really, why do they always? Yeah, you know I'm right. Vibes are here when I am outside. Born for the flows to keep the flows tight. Tell me why they love to lie. Soul is dark but the mind is bright. Nocturnal, we live for the night. You wanna try but yeah, not quite. Monster with the bars, yeah, I might bite. If I have to, I tighten up the mic. See me, I don't do it for the likes. Keep it Air Max, yeah, like my nights. Ooh, I like to plan before I strike. But what do they know? Frequency's high, it never gets low. But yeah, what do they know? You're dripping in drama from head to toe. Nah, don't try it. You can't feed me lies, won't buy it. Question everything, told them, nah, don't try it. Yeah, but you're moving like some sidekick. But you're moving like some waste man. Trying to impress me, won't like it. Be yourself, man, please don't try it. Really, why do they always? Nah, don't try it. You can't feed me lies, won't buy it. Question everything, told them, nah, don't try it. Yeah, but you're moving like some sidekick. But you're moving like some waste man. Trying to impress me, won't like it. Be yourself, man, please don't try it. Really, why do they always?
Hello everyone, happy Friday. Hope everyone is doing well this Friday. Hope you are planning something exciting for the weekend or maybe just chilling. Now I will do call-ins today since it is Meghan's birthday, so you can talk about anything you want to talk about, but just do try and keep it light. Let's not be too heavy today because it is a good and happy day. And so I will put that link in the chat. Yeah, I'll go through some other things and then we can get to the call-ins. Right, let's see who's here. I see Valarie, I see Lorna, I see Hildy, I see Leslie. You love this song. I'm glad you love the song. I see Fancy, I see New Day, I see Sis Q, hello. Navy D, hey. Mina, hi. And Meghan, of course, is 42. Can somebody please tell me where the 42 is? Because I'm seeing 24. I ain't seeing no 42. Greetings from South Africa. Thank you so much for calling in. Or listening in, rather. You can call in if you want. There's the link. If anybody wants to join. Thank you so much, Joy and More, for the super sticker. Much appreciated. All right, let's get to the other stuff first, and then we will get to Meghan's birthday celebrations, and some call-ins if anybody wants to call in. All right, first and foremost, yes, so many organizations and publications have been posting about Meghan, posting, her best feminist quotes, her best moments, her style, her makeup. It's just been a really nice day to see just the whole feed, and a lot more positive, I feel like, this year in comparison to some of the other years. I do think that regardless of the bot farms or whatever trolling, I do feel that ultimately our persistence in the squad has been very effective. So effective that Dan Wootton decided to mention us again today. And I'm going to play that clip because they're scared. Also, the Sussex squad fundraiser for Centre Barley is now 10,000. I will grab that link when we're in the chat and post it when I start the call-ins, because I can't seem to find it at the moment. But congratulations to the whole squad once again. To Services Universal, showing our generosity. Oh, and it's also Abigail Spencer's birthday today, by the way. Meghan's close, long-time friend. So happy birthday to Abigail Spencer as well. She's spoken also about her mental health issues. And oh, sorry, I've actually just found the link. So I will post the Centre Barley fundraiser link right now. Oh, it's now at 16,000 now that I've just looked at it again. Amazing squad. Thank you, everyone who's joining the chat. Okay, so here is the link to the Centre Barley fundraiser. Now at 16,000, not 10,000. Right, Dan Wootton. Dan Wootton, yes, it is official. He has been suspended from the Daily Fail. And what's interesting about this particular tweet of Sky News is that they actually turned off the comment section. And it's always interesting to see which tweets Sky censors, because it's not the first time that they've done this. I think they did it before for a Prince Andrew tweet, and I think they did it also. I can't remember whether it was for the coronation or the Queen's funeral, but it was something to do. I think it was something to do with the costs, and people were angry in the comment section, so they switched off the comment section as well. So they've done this before, and it's interesting who they decide to switch the comment section off for. But when it comes to Meghan and Harry, especially Meghan, it's just free reign. They're allowed to bully and harass, and it doesn't matter. So, little by little, we're getting there. I think people have just had enough, and obviously Dan has some pretty full-on lawyers at the moment who are doing their worst. I've been seeing tweets from Byline Investigates saying that the lawyers keep threatening them, but I feel like it's like we're at the edge. We're just like we're almost there, and we just need to hold out. So the Guardian article says Dan Wootton has been suspended by Mail Online after allegations emerged that he used a pseudonym to secretly offer his colleagues tens of thousands of pounds in exchange for S material. The GB News presenter has had a lucrative job, writing twice a week for the column since 2021. And I wonder how many of those columns were about Harry and Meghan, right? A spokesperson for DMG Media, the parent company of Mail Online, confirmed Wootton would not be working for them for the foreseeable future. They said, "We are continuing to consider a series of allegations which Dan Wootton, who has written columns for since 2021 as one of several outside freelance contributors." But yeah, the only employee now who is still attached to Wootton is GB News. And Dan Wootton was on again with his witches, Victoria, I forget her name, and is it Penny Jora, or is this, which one is this? Somebody please remind me. I forget who the names of the different royal rats. But they were on GB News talking about Harry and Meghan, saying that the campaign that they're doing with the young people was just a stunt to cover up for their marriage woes, the fake marriage woes that the tabloids have made up in order to distract from where the real marriage woes are. And we know where the real marriage woes are. But I'm going to play you that clip because my friends, they are running scared of the squad. I can't play the actual video on the screen because GB News, they're coming after everyone. So I'm just going to play the audio. And here it is. Oops. Sorry, I've got a squad chat going on in the background. Hold on a sec. Okay, let's try that again.
We don't know what they do. Yeah. We don't know what they're.
What can I just say? If this is genuinely an initiative about cyberbullying, the people who they have to go after. Now, let me tell you, I really mean this because I've experienced it myself a lot. The people who they have to go after is this vile group of internet trolls called the Sussex Squad, who are their supporters, and they spread disinformation, vile lies. They are literally the Sussex Squad, the most vile, vicious spreaders of disinformation and hate and illegal material on all of the internet, and that's their supporters. So I don't know where they get off talking about cyberbullying, Victoria.
Well, it sounds like they need to kind of bring it closer to home then, if that is the case. That is sort of one of the reasons that I don't not really on Twitter, because it is like the dungeons of this Sussex. But I think I understand, because I've also been a victim of it, that they're quite a small group.
Yes,
it could be. I mean,
what they do is they have
a lot of
hundreds and hundreds of accounts controlled by individuals to push a particular message, often one that is started by that odd little bloke, Omid Scobie. And I just think Meghan need to stop talking about cyberbullying because it's their fans and their fans. So until they clean up what's going on with their own supporters, it should be.
They don't appear to understand that, though. They've never talked about the Sussex.
No, never. Because they love them, because they go after their enemies. Remember what they said about Camilla. Remember what they say about Kate. Terrible rumours about William online all the time. And I just find it really ironic because they really keep going on saying, oh, we're going to try and clean up the internet when your own supporters are doing this. And when it comes to Harry, as well, I think he does know what's going on in England, because remember, he has this blind Twitter account where he follows everything. So he's not out there officially as Prince.
I mean, what I find so interesting about that whole thing is, first of all, he was even speaking over his witches who he brought on to back him up. Secondly, literally projecting. I don't know anyone in the squad who has blackmailed people with intimate photographs and video that I didn't know was being taken of them. I mean, take several freaking seats. The audacity, the absolute audacity. And this isn't the first time Dan has had the Sussex Squad's name on his pasty lips.
The Sussex Squad. The Sussex Squad. The Sussex Squad. The Sussex.
And the saddest thing about this is Other than Byline investigates, the Sussex Squad are the only group of people that have really tried to hold this man accountable from day one. Shout out to Tina and Michelle, because they clocked it before anyone did. What was up with this guy? Oh, what do you even say to that? And these two witches here, no shame, no shame. Imagine being so soulless, being so low, being so desperate for attention and notoriety that you would sit next to a whole predator. Don't know what to say. Could never be me. Could absolutely never be me. Clearly running scared. And, you know, it is true that Harry and Meghan have never mentioned the Sussex Squad. And do you know what? I'm happy about that. Because clearly that's what they want. They want Harry and Meghan to mention the Sussex Squad by name like that, Sussex Squad. Usually when Harry and Meghan talk about their supporters, they just say our supporters. Because we're the only ones really day in, day out. I mean, we've completely taken over social now. You can't be a royal Rotaract. You can't be a tabloid publication and post anything now without there being 100 accounts in the responses. And these are hundreds of squaddies, thousands actually. We're not a few. It's not like a couple of people with hundreds of accounts. No, it's hundreds of people, thousands of people coming together and speaking about the injustice and the bullying that has gone on for 6 years. And pushing back against that is not bullying. The only bullies here are the ones on the screen. Oh, truly, truly ridiculous. I love that the Sussex Squad has Martin Branning shook. Exactly. Should we just call him Martin Branning now? Or Maria Joseph? Chickens are coming home to roost. Indeed. Yeah, the one with the ugliest wig is the one who commented on the Oprah interview before it aired. Exactly. She needs to sit herself down. Yes, Valarie, that is true. She sided with Andrew. Oh, it's Ingrid Stewart. I was mixing her up with was it Penny Dora? I can't tell between them now. Trader CC, you said he finds the haters to elevate his ire about the Sussexes. His ratings gold, as if Norman Barker already revealing they were ordered to harass the couple by whom we already know exactly. Miranda, you said these rats are just angry because when they want to be able to push their lies without any pushback. The Sussex Squad are always there with receipts and the truth. Liars always hate truth tellers. Exactly. They have not been allowed to harass Meghan and Harry, more so Meghan, in peace. And that is what they're mad about. They never thought that there would be any pushback. And then he's saying, oh, remember what they said about Camilla. Camilla, who was at lunch with Jeremy Clarkson the day before he wrote that disgusting article in The Sun, that Camilla, please. Boy, anyway, moving on from that. Dan Wootton's not going to be able to escape for very long. Here are all the publications that wrote about him being suspended. Yahoo, Guardian, Mirror, Express even, Independent even. He's not escaping this. And I just feel that more and more people are going to come forward. And certainly, I'm not going to allow this story to go away. I don't think anyone in the Sussex Squad is going to allow the story to go away. They managed to make Sophie's motorcade running over a grandma and killing her go away. No one talks about that anymore. We're not letting this go away. In slightly more positive news, Archwell Foundation co-executive James Holt, who was also in the Netflix documentary, he was on the Today Show with Carson Daly, and they were talking about Project Healthy Mind with their founder. And this was a discussion at Harvard Chan's Creator Summit on mental health to talk about shaping the future of mental health communication. Amazing. Great to see some Archwell folks out and about doing great things and rubbing shoulders with interesting people. Also, before we get on to birthday celebrations and call-ins, right, the leakers, Palace leakers, put out this nonsense that Harry and Meghan were not invited to the Queen's memorial. And then everybody hold your necks now. Don't want anyone getting whiplash. Are you ready? Now we're hearing that there is going to be no memorial and that Charles will just mourn in peace. That there will be no public event for the anniversary of the Queen's death. I mean, did these people ever get just tired of their own lies? Harry and Meghan not invited. Oh, wait, no, there's not even going to be a memorial. And you know, if there had been a memorial, it would have been another month of are they going, aren't they going? It was the same nonsense with Philip's memorial. I find it interesting that Charles isn't doing something. Now, one could argue, I guess they spent so much on the funeral and the coronation that maybe there was someone who saw sense. I'd like to think that's the reason why there's no big public memorial. However, my suspicion is that I think that Charles was just ready for everything to move on and the focus to be on him. And it's really interesting to observe that there hasn't really been a lot said about the Queen since she passed away. It's been very, very mute. And it's no secret that Charles, had some hard feelings towards his parents. That it was like they were, the Queen being the monarch, that took more attention than her being a mother. So no memorial. And at least we won't have to hear will they go, won't they go? Was Meghan staring out of a window and being a brazen hussy and all of that nonsense? That's one good thing about that. Right, on to the big story of the day. Meghan stepped out last night for her, or I guess a pre-birthday dinner, looking very lovely in this, I think it's pose dress, which is about $188, I think it was, completely sold out. A sustainable fashion brand, just looking very fresh in her flip-flops, hair up, Harry head to toe in linens. My man is never going back to the UK. Head to toe in linens? No way. Probably spiced chicken and linens? And you think this man is going back to the UK? It's not happening. We haven't seen anything from Meghan today. So I don't know if we'll get anything from our fave. I think it's only on one birthday that we got the 40 times 40, like we actually got a project. That said, it's still her birthday for another 6 or 7 hours over in Cali. So maybe by the time that Baron comes on, something will come up. Right, YM Droid, you said, I think the fact that he was essentially embezzling funds to pay for his blackmail stash is what will bring him down. Perhaps. I just hope that enough people come forward that the floodgates really do open. Susie said, Dan Wootton becomes the news now. Yeah, I've been saying it for almost a year on this podcast. The Royal Rota Rats and the UK tabloid press will become the news. Yes, they want to constantly lie and harass with no pushback. H Knight, thank you so much. A member for 9 months. Much appreciated. Jessica, oh yeah, there's supposed memorial for the Queen that doesn't exist. I mean, they hadn't even fully announced a memorial and they're already saying Harry and Meghan aren't invited. Harry and Meghan came, they paid their respects, they were absolutely just hounded for the whole time. That was enough, I think. And it was really difficult to watch Meghan especially go through that. But they did it, they got through it, and they went home to their babies. They don't need to go through that again, especially Meghan. Yeah, the left hand doesn't know what the right hand is doing. The left butt cheek doesn't know what the right butt cheek is doing. Leslie, yeah, actually, that's a very good point. Thank you. I don't know why I didn't even think of that. Probably due to the Not My King protests. Yeah, Valarie, sometimes it feels like the Queen never even existed. It's very creepy. And you know, they're so focused on Harry and Meghan that they weren't even paying attention to the other stuff that the other royals were doing this week. There was a whole rehearsal for a giant parade that's going to be happening in Edinburgh, which Anne attended. Did you see that on your timeline? Probably not, because instead of focusing on their faves, or who's meant to be their faves, they're focusing on Harry and Meghan. Most of these so-called royalists only joined the fandom to hate on Harry and Meghan, or they only really pay attention because of Harry and Meghan. I don't understand focusing so much on people that you don't like. Yeah, I really like this dress. It's very fresh, modern, cute. She working it. Thank you so much, Alan Vanon. You said, Anne, there's also Harry and Meghan were invited to Balmoral. Now I saw a story where Chucky and Camilla aren't going to Balmoral. Oh, okay. I didn't see that, but that's interesting. Yeah, Harry got closets now. He doesn't need to go back to plastic boxes and houses that are so small he couldn't even stand up in. He might as well have been living in a giant shoe. All right. I will let Valarie, would you like to come on first?
Oh, good evening, everybody. Good evening, Anne. How are you?
Good evening. I'm great, thank you. Trying to keep cool in the Istanbul heat.
It's lovely to see Meghan. I love her dress. She looks so lovely. And I know that she wears a lot. She tends to wear a lot of flat shoes, but those ones are really, those sandals she's got, they're very nice. And Harry looks really, he looks very, I think they look very, very, I know they live in Montecito and it has a very Mediterranean climate. They look like they're from Italy or something. Every time I look at their, how they dress, very Italian.
Yeah, like they're on the Alfami coast.
Yes. Like the French Riviera or something like that. She's got such lovely arms.
I saw actually there was one squaddy who bought her the top that she wore in the promo video that we just saw.
Yes.
And I'm like, honey, you ordered that so quick. Did you ask for next day delivery? The squad, y'all.
And what is very nice is that I think Blue Salt got a lot of people in questioning, and they had a lot of haters there, and everybody dragged the haters and said that you're only upset because you can't afford to wear.
Oh yeah, they were getting dragged in the comments. Yeah, I saw that.
It was hilarious. It was hilarious. It's silly. And somebody said that somebody was very, very wrong, naughty, which they said they're only accustomed to Shane. Oh, she said Sheen or Shane, and Shane and Tibu.
Oh,
can't
Sheen.
remember. Sheen. That is bad. That was. I was laughing. Oh dear. That is
like,
bad.
oh, yeah. I wanted to ask you, what do you make of Martin Branning and his obsession with the squad?
Well, this is what I'm going to have to say. There is always a saying, and I think what's happening is, and this is what, and I told him when he started attacking Alexandra Burke, I warned him, I told him that when you start doing things, I said, God is watching you, and what you sow, if you sow evil and you harass her, everything will come pouring out. I told him many years ago when he started harassing Alexandra Burke. That's the first time I knew about Dan Richton, but when he went after her, and it was horrible. And then I only got into Strictly Dancing because, I used to watch it now and then, but it's only when I started voting is because the way how he harassed her. She was on the, she was on the bottom twice, and it was this relentless. He went on Lorraine and said that no one believes her. It is relentless how he was going on after her. And then I told him, I said, if you continue like this, you will be exposed. And I said, I am trying to help you here because God is watching you, and God does not like ugly. And some people in the comments said, oh, I'm so mad. I said, well, okay, I may be mad, but you continue. And look what's happened today. He's a disgusting dispute. To be honest, every time when I started to, because I haven't read it, but I'm hearing bits and pieces on what he actually did, and that is very, very honey chop MI5 6 is extremely sordid. It goes to show.
Sorry, go on.
I said it goes to show that Rupert Murdoch, he employed sordid people.
Yeah.
That's why his empire is going down. That's why he had to pay nearly $750 million to Dominion over the lies. And the reason why he paid them, because they were going to go to court and it would have been exposed. Everything would have been exposed.
Yeah. And it's interesting, isn't it, that Dan Wootton's ex actually said that it's when he joined the Murdoch Corporation, that's when he felt emboldened, because clearly this is just something that's okay in that corporation. But
yes, it is.
Thank you so much always, Valarie.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Rohini, hello.
Hi,
Rohini?
Scotties.
Hey. How are
What
you?
I missed, I just got here. I just woke up. It's Duchess's birthday! Woohoo! Happy birthday to you. Oh my gosh, I don't have any cake today. I don't have any cake today, so I can't. But you know what? Listen, Dan Wootton, we know you listening because you come here. We ain't scared of you. Do you understand? The squad is not afraid of you. But we know you are afraid of us. So you better stay clear of us, because you might lose a lot more than lashes, baby. We're going to come for your lace fronts. We're going to come for your house. You better leave us alone. You better not mess with us. You don't know who we are. The squad is global. Come on now. But it's hilarious that he's terrified. The Sussex squad. The Sussex squad. Yes, baby, the Sussex squad. And we're going to dance over your...
The Sussex squad. The Sussex squad. The Sussex...
We ain't scared of you. We ain't scared of you one bit. But we know they're scared of us. They are so terrified of us. But y'all, Aunt, did you see is he the security guy checking out her booty? Like, I mean, bro.
Oh, the security guy.
And he wait till Harry had turned away to check it out. Like, I ain't mad at you though, bro. I ain't mad. I mean, I'd probably do that too.
I don't know if that's the security or if that's one of their friends. That doesn't look like security.
He took a peep. I mean, I would look at it too, because she looked real curvy in it. She looked rather curvy. Those babies did that body good. We're liking it. And I don't care what nobody says. I am of the conspirators sort that Prince Harry's hair is growing back, squad. It is growing back. I don't care what anybody say. I believe it's the rosemary oil and coconut oil, because that helps you grow your hair, or some other oil or juices. I'm just saying. It's growing back. Look how thick that look. You can barely see the spot now. You guys, come on. Just know he's going to have a ponytail.
Oh, yeah, remember when he was meant to have a ponytail?
I know he's going to have a ponytail and they will die. Like, oh my God, I would love to see that. I would love to see it. But they're terrified. And again, it's very sad. It's very saddening to see that he is still on television.
Yes.
he is still on television, and I listened to the conversation that these three, oh God, that he had with these two women. One of the women were defending Jeffrey Epstein.
Yes.
And shaming his victims, and the other one is a proven liar, right?
Yes.
And she's talking about, oh, Meghan wants control. And it's weird because they don't seem to understand what they're trying to say. If Meghan does not have control of her life, who should have control? Who should have control? You? The press? The royal family? Is that the situation with Kate? That she can't, lift her hand without asking permission? She can't think for herself? That every day she have to walk out here, she have to have her husband, have her acted looking like a hot mess out here because all of y'all deciding what? That is what every woman should have: control over her own life, control over her own story. You have a right to decide what of yourself is out there. You have a right to decide how much of your children the world gets to see. This is why the Cambridge kids are being pimped out for likes. Are you kidding me? There's so much conversation going on around these family bloggers and how ethical it is to have their kids out in the open. And a lot of parents are thinking about, exposing their children, and you just have them gallivanting and you're upset because a mother is deciding, you know what? I don't want my child to be trapped in this cycle like his father was trapped. I want my child to have options. Right? Suppose the child suppose Archie and Lily want to not be in the spotlight. Why do you want to see them? And what else is a parent supposed to have control over? So as a woman, we don't have control over our own lives. What am I, a slave? Is that the mindset of the British people, that you all are okay with being on your knees? Do you not control anything? Well, I feel sorry for you. I feel sorry for all of you peasants. But I don't care. I will shout out and be a queen with my queen. Y'all could stay right there.
Thank you so much, Rohini. And to your point about the children, I don't really know anyone just in general. Let's just put the hardcore royalists aside. I don't know anyone in general who is desperate day in, day out to see the royal children. I just don't know anyone who's asking for that content. It is purely for the press to be able to make money off of their pictures, and that is so sad. And I'm glad that there are family blogs talking about it, but it seems like their parents feel otherwise. They're in this so-called invisible contract, and it just makes me more and more glad each day that Meghan said no to this for her babies, because what type of parent wants their children to be offered up to the likes of Martin Branning? But thank you so much.
Exactly. Ridiculous. Squad, happy birthday to our queen. Happy birthday. I pledge allegiance to
thank you,
Princess Meghan, the most powerful woman on planet Earth. So powerful that she's able to take down the British royal family. So powerful.
Amen. Thank you, Rohini. All right, YM Droid, you're up next.
Woo, slow on that unmute button, but it's been a long Friday, so happy Friday to everyone, and yes, and a happy, still early birthday. Well, no, like not belated. So happy birthday to Meghan, of course, who is looking good in her black and white dress. That I don't know. I caught that stupid troll comment early. And I mean, like, she's easily still passing for 20s, and I mean, in a pretty fabulous 20s at that, because I don't even know if I would have been pulling that off in my 20s, but she's looking good. And as for Weasel Face Wootton, which is just my little pet name for him, I feel like he really needs to be exercising all his options now. So I think that he needs to reach out to the people who make Law and Order, because they have enough on him at this point where they could easily do Law and Order Dan Wootton edition. Bum, bum. Can you imagine it? Like, kind of out in the UK tabloid streets, people throw a lot of dirt, but occasionally the internet brings them to justice. this is Dan Wootton's Law and Order. You could run like every single one of the people who he's been doing dirt on. I'm telling you, they have at least enough for 2 seasons, I feel, at this point. So just saying.
I mean, I feel like there is someone in the Netflix documentary writing room they're just gathering information, like they're preparing for
They
the oncoming just onslaught and exposure. And yeah, there's someone already at Netflix working on the documentary.
there has to be, and honestly, like I said, I could see a weekly criminal of the week. Spoiler alert: the criminal is always Dan Wootton. But or just one of those crime of the week type of procedurals. There would definitely be enough material to sustain them for a good while if they wanted to go that direction. It's insane to me. And you know what, though? It probably will take a Netflix special or something along those lines, because with the rest of the British media kind of staying mum about it and not really making it a big deal, I don't think it's gonna pop until they put it out on a global scale. And oh my goodness, I cannot wait for Karma to just reach up and smack his little beady-eyed face right upside the head and get him good. Get him good. He definitely has enough backstory out there. Him and his little droopy dog looking friends on there with their melting faces talking about, well, yes. And then, of course, our Harry and Meghan just holding hands and smiling because they're trying to cover up for things. It's like, I want to know how much and what they're smoking in the writer's room when they come up with these talking points that are so obviously just like the opposite day headline of Will and Kate are having problems, y'all.
They're not smoking the good stuff. They're not smoking the stuff you get in Cali.
They are on whatever they just put out that worldwide warning about that causes you to like grow scales and start dropping limbs or something. These people are on one. They are on something, because the way they just look at that. Well, and now we see Meghan reaching down to hug her dog, and the dog didn't have a proper collar on. Animal abuse. It's insane the way they take like the most benign things and just turn it into something nuts. And Rohini, yes, Dan is absolutely an entire SVU season. I mean, I know the writer strike is going on now, so maybe if they can get the UK writers in on this, I'm telling you, will be television gold. I'm gonna actually put together like just a little treatment for what would be the first script. I mean, I think it'll be a little bit challenging when you know who the dirtbag is from the start, but you know, let's see.
We can make it work. There's enough twists and turns.
Yeah,
thank you so much,
absolutely.
YM Droid.
Thank you. Everyone have a good Friday.
You too. All right. We'll have, okay, well, sorry if I have to kick you out of the chat just so we can make some room. Okay, we will have Lauren. You go next. Hey, Lauren. By the way, guys, you know, it's taken me 89 years to respond to an email from Lauren. It's been 89 years.
I feel like you're beating yourself up about this way more than I am. It's okay.
If anybody has the link to Lauren's channel, by the way, can you just put it in the chat?
Say it again.
I said, if anybody has the link to Lauren's channel, by the way, can you just put it in the chat? Go support her, please.
I appreciate that. Yes, official Lauren Brown. Yeah, no, it's really okay. So I completely forgot it was Friday. So thank you to everyone who highlighted that. And Anne, how are you doing? And congratulations on the Portugal guide release.
Thank you.
But yeah, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm just trying to stay cool in this this summer heat wave that we seem to be having. Like, it cooled off a bit in Istanbul, and then today it was just like wild. I had to just go in a coffee shop and sit in air conditioning.
You know what?
Dubai heat.
I feel like July, August, like, it gets so muggy, I don't know. I don't know what that's
Mm.
about, but, I definitely have that, like, standing fan on top of the AC energy.
Yeah,
It's all energy efficient, so no one get mad at me for consumption, but, like, there's times when you just need to double up because it's just too much.
indeed, indeed.
But about okay, so about Megan, obviously we're sending our happy birthdays and, it's always cool when a birthday's on a Friday, so, like, hey, I hope she has way more plans than that dinner and that we
Yeah.
just see them, but we hear about them, and, just that they're fun. Like, I don't need details. I don't need anyone prying and poking. Paparazzi, please mind your business. But, I think it's really cool that there's just another revolution around the sun for Madam Duchess, and,
Mhm.
I thought she looked wonderful, in that outfit, and it's the perfect summer long dress, but it's the sandals that are getting me. I'm just like, "What are the sandals?" Like, I know the dress is
Mm.
cute, but y'all, what are the sandals? That is my question.
I
Um,
think they're wait, hang on a sec. I think they're there's this one sandal brand that she wears all the time. Is it Hervé Leger? Don't they have sandals? Or Lanvin? No, it might be Lanvin.
'Cause I was, like, wondering if it might have been I didn't think it was Reformation. I didn't think it was, like, Tikis or any of those. So I was just really wondering
Mm.
'cause I was just like, they're so I like that they had the T-bar, they're very minimalist and very sleek, and that's my whole thing when it comes to summer shoes. Like, I wanna basically forget I'm wearing shoes. If it were up to me, I'd be barefoot everywhere. Um,
But you
so
know also what I love about Meghan's style is that like everything she wears, you can find the almost exact same thing for cheaper. Like if I Google stripy black and white dress, I
Mhm.
can find something that looks like this. And that's
Absolutely.
always what it is with her fashion.
Well, I remember on her blog back in the day, she was saying her whole aesthetic is aspirational girl next door. So,
Mm.
I don't think she ever wanted people to feel like, "Oh, if I've got it, good luck to you." And
Mhm.
I think it's cool to see that these elements of her have remained despite whatever change in quote unquote status, she shows that
Mm.
for real. Yeah, so go Megan and happy birthday. And Rohini with the oils in the hair. It's probably some like black castor oil, just rubbed into the roots every day, for Harry. And honestly, I will not judge that man if he chooses to do, not that he has to, not that he has to, but if he decided to like revenge hair plug, I would be like, okay, yes, get it. Just to have those like 10 years from now comparisons where you've got, Willie on one side and Harry on the other, the petty part of me would just say, "You darn right."
Yeah,
So,
I don't see
yeah.
anything wrong with like doing the whole hair transplant thing. I mean, with the amount of um money these people have and the fact that they're in the public eye all the time, like I don't know what's going on at the palace. Well,
Mhm.
like, do they not give them like an allowance to be able to get things like that done? I mean, you're in the public eye all the time.
I
I don't.
think there's definitely a sense of, like and obviously I am BSing and don't know, but there's I imagine there's a sense of, like, whatever we do is right. So, even the deterioration is aspirational. I think they have that weird thought in their head, like, "No, we're not going to use really great, like, revitalizing Tatcha moisturizer because, uh, this deterioration and creping is totally, the divine right," which I don't I again, but think about it, when they talk about the Hollywoodized element of Megan and, like, her Hollywood like, I think part of it is
Yeah.
jealousy of, like, they go out and
Do you think they see it as actually beneath them?
Yeah, I think so. I think so, which is a shame because whatever you do to make yourself feel better or enjoy your appearance, you have one life. You shouldn't be sitting there looking at yourself and feeling one way or another. If you like what you have, perfect. If you don't and you are able to change it, that's okay too. Self-improvement is in no way a taboo. But again, how can you tell yourself that and then also tell yourself you were born perfect?
Mm, true.
Yeah, I mean, that's the long
Sorry,
and short
Casey Cat, you said he's a prince. He can't look like an idiot and get a hair transplant. There's nothing idiotic about getting a hair transplant. If you want to do something to make
Have you
yourself look
seen
better, I'm
Elon?
not. By the way, I'm not. I'm not saying that Harry does need a hair
He
transplant. If
doesn't.
he's
We're
happy
not
with the
saying
way
that
that
at
he
all.
is, that's fine. But
Yeah.
I personally see no issue if that's something that you want to do.
Yeah, absolutely. None of this, first of all, I don't think either of us advocate for like people must change their appearance,
Yeah.
especially if they like their appearance. I mean, that's shallow and I don't have the time. And I don't think you do either. But it's also like, you know, there's how many successful people still choose to because they can or they want to. You have, Jeff Bezos decided to become, the most swole founder once he had the time and was no longer chained to the Amazon development desk. Elon Musk was looking very similar to Jeff Bezos before he decided to fill out, the hairline. And as a public figure who had to go out and represent his companies, whether you like him or not, he it did actually, I think, help on some level attract people to his image. This idea that it's just women who focus on what they look like, that's not true. Men also
Yeah.
care very much. They just have to pretend they
Of
don't,
course.
which is tough because they deserve to feel the right and freedom to exercise every option. Harry looks fantastic. I'm appreciating the linen shirt. It's giving California breezy, easy, like, we go to Trey Luton, we have a nice dinner, and, the meal cost $600, and so what?
Oh, Daily Fail was tallying like the cost of the salads.
Uh-huh.
And it's like, honey, that is not taxpayer money anymore, so please leave it alone. But thank you so much, Lauren. Was there anything that you wanted to say about our friend Martin Branning, or did you want to end it there?
Um, no, I don't think so, but also the salad, I'm sorry. That like caught me. I'm gonna go because that's a lot. The salad, y'all. No. Oh my gosh. Have a good one, Ann. Oh my god, the
Thank
salad.
you, Lauren. Ciao. Okay, we've got Yalibi ND. Hello.
Hi, can you hear me?
I can hear you, darling.
You can. Okay. Hi,
Mhm.
how are you?
I'm fantastic. Thank you. Thanks for calling in.
Okay, great. Great. Okay, so I wanted to make a couple comments. Okay, first of all, happy birthday to the Duchess. She looked amazing, beautiful, classy, elegant. God, I wish I had that body. But anyway, she looks great. I'm working on it though. Look, she looks great. In regard to those two women, the one with the what I assume very ugly wigs, talking to who earlier, I personally think that those people or those women, they are so full of jealousy and hate. It doesn't matter if Meghan, cure cancer. It doesn't matter. They just don't like the fact that, and that's my opinion, that Prince Harry chose a biracial woman. I think she just doesn't fit the mold. It's like, how can he not choose one of us and he chose her? So it doesn't matter what she does. They know she's intelligent. You can tell. She's well spoken. She's beautiful. She's talented. She's smart. But in their eyes, she doesn't have what makes her perfect. She's not the perfect English rose. So it doesn't matter. So as long as they can spill the hate, they would do it because that takes away the fact that, okay, it helps them deal with the fact that he didn't choose them or one who look like them. Well, that's too bad because they're going to talk for the rest of their life because I believe they will be together until God called one of them. They will be together, so they can deal with that. So as for Hulu, I hope he end up in jail. I really do. Or he deserve it. He's a rat. He's a bad person. He is, honest to God, a very bad person. You can go through life doing what he did to people, and then he goes online, and then everything he does, he accuses the squaddies of doing. It's like,
Yeah.
dude, you live in a parallel world. I mean, that's you. You're talking about yourself. You don't like us because we are calling you on your BS.
Yeah.
Because you don't have free range and going there and saying all these awful things and nobody's calling you up. This is why he doesn't like us, because we are keeping the heat on him. And God, I know I am. I'm everywhere if I can. So that's why he doesn't like us. And because he did it, I really think we really should put the fire under his behind even more, so we can really give him a reason not to like us, because right now he really doesn't have a reason. He's just a bad person. It's just evil. That's it. This is all I had to say. And I love you so much. I love your podcast.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for calling in.
You're welcome.
By the way, folks, for anybody who was curious about how much the salad was, no worries, because I can tell you. And the reason I can tell you is because one of the major Deranger accounts literally went to the website and posted this. I'm not reading this from a squaddy account. I'm reading this from a Deranger account. Okay, so are we ready? Interesting. The menu at Trey Loon is very reasonable. Someone has money problems. $25 for the pepperoni, tomato sauce, mozzarella. $25 for the Davola. $27 for the San Daniel. So they're trying to insinuate that because the menu was cheap, in their opinion, that Harry and Meghan have money problems. Now, I don't know about you, but $25, Americans, please tell me, is that cheap or expensive for a salad? Because I actually think that's pretty expensive for a salad. But these are the lengths that these people are going through. Literally went to the website and looked at the menu. Sad. Absolutely sad. Oh, gosh. Okay. Let's go on to, Mary, and then we'll end with Lightside. Hi, Mary.
Hi. Hi. Duchess,
Hey, how are
Duchess
you?
of Success. I'm always calling you Duchess of Success. Success. I can't even pronounce the word. Anyway, this Victoria Harvey person, Victoria Harvey is the slim one that supported what is his name? Andrew.
Yeah.
She's always going on about how Harry is what is it called? That's some of his friends from his past should go and save him. Basically, that's what she said once. Technically,
Yeah, save him from his mansion with the 200 bathrooms. He must be absolutely miserable.
Then I don't know how. The one Kenzie Schofield, I was gonna say who who has the same surname as Philip Schofield, was like, Meghan doesn't have a friend because she didn't go to Serena Williams' baby shower, and was like, that is stupid. First of all, there's so many people that have not gone to their weddings and stuff like that. So many people that I'm close to that have not gone to their weddings.
And isn't it interesting that they're so obsessed with Harry and, I mean, I didn't even know that Serena had a baby shower. But isn't it interesting that they're so obsessed with Harry and Meghan that they're even obsessing over Harry and Meghan's friends? That's wild, right?
Yeah. Then Dan Wootton, I'm like, when I first watched the clip thing, I watched it on TikTok, and um, and he goes on about how the Sussex squad is the people that are bullying and stuff like that. I'm like, it's not the most of it isn't even the Sussex squad. Most most of it is people that don't like Kamala. Basically, most of the hate on Kamala is people that don't like Kamala.
Yeah, it's not
Kamala,
just from the Sussex squad, is it?
yeah, yes. So everything they blame it on the I don't know, Sussex squad. Um, and I'm like, that is a lie. And the other side also bullies as well. So I don't know. They're not talking about the other side because they mainly bully Meghan, basically.
Yeah,
That's
you know,
why.
I don't feel like the Sussex squad are bullies at all. I think we're the ones that push back against the bullying, and I just think that you know we're the only ones really who have you know been there from the beginning, day in and day out. But thank you so much, Mary, for calling in as
Like
always.
like the headline about the funeral, not funeral, the remembrance thing on the
Yeah,
Queen. I was like, that is such a lie. Then
yeah
the
we
very
well
next
we went
day,
we, yeah sorry we went through that earlier. I have to go to the next caller, but thank you so much, Mary. See ya. All right, we will end with light side. Hey, hey,
Hey, Anne.
how are
Hey,
you?
everyone. I'm doing okay. Man, it has been crazy with work. I've missed so many
Yeah.
of the lives, but I do go back and try to catch the replays between yours and Darren's if I have time. But
Oh, nice.
yeah, so thank you for having me go last. I was wrapping work up, so I
Oh,
missed
nice.
I missed the first part of the podcast. I think I'm like watching it on mute, but I have no idea what's going on. But okay, so I think I remember hearing you said you want to keep it on a positive note um,
Yeah.
today, but I want to make a tiny little teeny comment
Yeah,
about
go on.
Wooten, about Wooten's little dig. Um, First of all, y'all, let me tell you
The
something. Give your
Sussex squad. The Sussex.
this Sussex squad. You feel him just tighten up on the inside before he says Sussex squad. Like he just can't stand us, and I love it. I love it. Like you
Uh,
bring out the evil laugh.
Mwahaha.
So I'm gonna tell y'all something. Let me tell you something. This is not the first time he's mentioned us, and
Yeah.
we are under his skin. He can't stand us. And you know
Under his
why that's
scales.
under
Under
his
his
scales.
scales.
My bad. Under his scales. Do you know why that's a good thing, y'all? Because it means that whatever we're doing on social media is working. It is working. We're getting visibility. We're getting people to talk. He doesn't like that. That's the only reason why he's paying attention to us. If we really were that insignificant, he
Yeah.
wouldn't even mention our names. So
Yeah.
just know that whatever you all are doing with the little memes and the crafty little things that y'all, I've seen some good stuff this past week. Keep doing it. Congratulations. Round of applause because boy, he can't stand us. Everything that I did a breakdown of what he said in that video, and every single thing that he said is a lie. It's actually stuff that he
uh,
does. You know, it's what the Derangers do to Meghan all the time. The fact that
yeah.
he says we're liars, that we spread disinformation, that we're bullies. No, are you kidding me? Yo, he pressed. He really is pressed, and I'm loving
Yeah.
it. I just, yeah.
Pressed like a panini.
Yes, it's exactly, Lauren. It's projection. It's 100% projection. And I think he's good at get putting forth this image that he's not bothered. And I think someone
Yeah.
else mentioned, like, why is he still on air? They're really dragging this out as much as possible. He
Yeah.
got suspended from what, Daily Fail
It
and
failed. Yeah.
what else? Another network um this past
Mm.
week. So, there's some movement behind the scenes, but I think they're scared of completely pulling him from for whatever reason, which I am sure I have hope in bylines that they are gonna deliver some more juicy information. And best believe I'm saving all of them because I don't trust the internet. I think they'll try to get rid of all that stuff eventually. So
Yeah.
I'm archiving.
I think with GB News, because it is Murdoch,
hmm
um, and obviously he was also doing this while he was at the Sun, which is also Murdoch, and he was
hmm
also doing nefarious things while the News of the World was running, which is also Murdoch.
Huh.
I think that if they were to take him off of GB News, it would be the strongest admission of guilt so far, because
You're absolutely right.
Even though Daily Fell have taken him off Daily, um, he just has his little column there. That's not his
hmm
main um bread and butter, and the majority of the allegations are from the Sun and elsewhere.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Daily Fell is Rothamir, and I think Rothamir is a little bit more. I think is a lot
Mm.
smarter than Murdoch. Um,
Just a tad
no,
bit.
yeah, no, I think he is, because it's quite interesting that Murdoch has always been this boogeyman. Well, so has Rothamir, and yet
Mhm.
he's been able to kind of hide in the wings,
Would you say,
whereas
really quick, would you say that Murdoch, though, if we had to guess capital wise or money wise, would you
mm,
suspect that Murdoch has more of that than Rothamir at this point? Or do you think there's lineage coming in for Rothamir that could make it equal?
I would say Murdoch probably has
Right.
more, because Murdoch
So,
also, I mean, maybe up until now,
hmm
maybe not because of the lawsuits. But I think if you're taking
okay.
away the lawsuits, I would probably say Murdoch has more, just because he owns so many papers, not just the main papers like the Sun,
hmm
and obviously when it was running the News of the World and stuff. It's also the fact that he used to own Sky. He also owns Fox, so he has, and also Sky in Australia,
Right.
and also a lot of the smaller papers as well, like the regionals. So I think
Okay.
between papers and TV, I think Murdoch has a lot more leverage and influence, I have to say, across the world
So,
than Rothamir does.
that's what I would say it is, right? Like, I don't know. I wouldn't say that he's dumb. I'm minor disagreement there, but I would say that it's arrogance and it's that God complex that most
Mm,
of them have with having so much access to everything and so much money and just the ability to be able to get away with whatever they wanted to for God knows how long. He thinks he's
mm,
invincible. So I think the reason why he's still not budging is because they don't think anything is going to ever happen to them.
yeah, yeah.
So, and the other thing I want to say as well, and I can't remember the details to the products, but just so you all know, Murdoch is getting involved in not just magazine, newspapers, or whatever. They're getting into products we use on a daily basis, like stuff that you guys wouldn't even realize that they own. So,
Mm,
I feel like it's hard for us to kind of go through and be like, okay, let me look this up and see who owns this or who's behind this. But a lot of these big oligarch type, like elite people, they're buying everything up, and you
yeah,
will
a lot of
never
companies.
know that they're the ones with ownership for the stuff that you're going into the store and purchasing, which is bothersome for me because I don't want to support any one of their pockets whatsoever. So,
Yeah, it's the whole like BlackRock, Vanguard kind of
mhm.
takeover, right?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
And I think I remember someone said like Viacom or like I don't remember what the name is, but there's a network
yeah, the big
that
media. Yeah.
yes, that owns all of them pretty much. And you're like, jeez. Okay, so enough about this one. Let's just guys just I have not had my wine ready for Bylines releases, but let me just say, like, I think there's gonna be more. And I've said this
Oh
before.
yeah.
There's gonna be more. So we're gonna wait. They're slow dripping it, which I love because it's gonna really get under his scales, as you guys say. And we can enjoy him trying to like, deflect or whatever it is he's gonna do in the future. But I'm enjoying the slow burn that Bylines is releasing because I guarantee you, like the fact that they're doing this, they've done their research. What, 3 years at least?
Yeah,
They said they've been
3
doing it.
years.
Lord
Yeah.
have mercy.
Mm.
Okay. Now, on the lighter note, Megan looks like she's in her 20s. I can I just say that? Can I say that a
Mm.
little bit? I know, like,
Yeah.
she has a little melanin going on, and so maybe that kind of like benefits her and whatnot, but like she looks young. She looks fresh, looks happy. I am just I love, we all love seeing them out,
Yeah.
and not like hounded by the paparazzis or whoever. But I am so glad that they look like how they're living, which is at peace and not bothered. Because I look, when I between the release that they did with the giveaway for all those organizations and this, I can guarantee that they are not paying attention to not one word being put out there that's negative about
Yeah.
them. They're unbothered. If unbothered had a face in the dictionary, it would be Harry and Meghan, okay? Because they
Yeah.
look good.
Unbossed, unbothered, and moisturized and hydrated.
And sun-kissed.
Yes. Moisturized with shea, butter, and sun cream.
And Harry's getting a little castor oil, it's probably getting a little onion juice in the hair. I don't know who said it. I don't know if it was Church Nelly or someone else. Maybe it's Rohini. I think it might have been Rohini. But I agree. Harry, his hair looks a little fuller. I mean, look at the image on the screen right now. It actually looks like he's getting a little more hair. And I don't know what
Mm.
he's doing, but hey, keep it
Do you know
on.
what? Do you know what
Keep
I
it on.
think it is? Do you know what I think it is? I think it's just joy. That is
It's
joy doing
happiness,
that. When
yeah.
you have joy, then your hair's not falling out.
And also not being around people that is toxic for you. So whether it's the family
Yeah.
members or being in that environment where, as someone said, they wanted access to every piece of their private life, and their babies, they don't have to really necessarily deal with that on a daily basis anymore.
Yeah.
The passive aggressiveness, microaggressions, or whatever they may have been experiencing on top of the extra stuff Megan may have been experiencing, not dealing with it, you know?
Mm.
So this is what the good life looks like. And as I said on Twitter, if this is what being broke is, if this is what being divorced looks like, okay, if this is what living in separate households look like or whatever, I'll take it. Sign me up, put me on the list. I'll pay extra for what do you call it? I can't think of the word right now. Barricade level seats, whatever. Just
For
put
being
me
a
on there.
hostage, being a Megan's hostage.
For being a Megan hostage or a hologram or whatever the heck that the Rangers are thinking of. Okay. I just it's wild that every day when I go on social media, there's something else that they've come up with for why that's not really Harry and why the relationship is not real and why those are not her kids and why they're divorcing and separated and broke. I don't understand it. Um, but whatever. They can keep saying it.
All right, I think that was a great way to end. Thank you so much, Lightside, as always.
Love you guys. Have a good weekend and be safe and stay cool. Like, I don't know who is feeling great weather right now, but I'm burning up and trying to stay air conditioned, baby.
Same, same.
All
Thank you,
right.
Lightside.
Bye, guys.
Ciao. All right. Thank you, everyone, as always, for calling in. And yes, happy, happy, happy birthday to our queen. I hope she's having a fantastic day with her babies and her hubby and her friends. And please do continue to donate to Centre Barley or whoever else you want to donate to for Meghan and Harry's birthday fundraisers. Now at 16,000 the last I checked, probably more now. And I'm reckoning for Centre Barley, I think we'll probably hit 50,000 by the time we get to Harry's birthday. That's my guess. Because we have raised money for them before, and the women centric charities tend to get a lot more donations. So I think we'll hit 50,000. And if you can't donate, please do just make sure to share the link around. All right, with that, wishing you all a great weekend, and I should see you tomorrow. I'm actually going to try a Turkish bath and massage tomorrow, so I'll let you know how that goes. And yeah, see you tomorrow, folks. Enjoy Barons. Ciao.
nah, don't try it. You can't feed me lies, won't buy it. Question everything, told them, nah, don't try it. Yeah, but you're moving like some sidekick. But you're moving like some waste man. Trying to impress me, won't like it. Be yourself, man, please don't try it. Really, why do they always? Nah, don't try it. You can't feed me lies, won't buy it. Question everything, told them, nah, don't try it. Yeah, but you're moving like some sidekick. But you're moving like some waste man. Trying to impress me, won't like it. Be yourself, man, please don't try it. Really, why do they always? Yeah, you know I'm back like black track suit with a black top cap. People love to try, people love to lie. People forget stuff, remember that. We done them good, you remember that. We needed someone, here's the facts. But people love to try, people love to lie. Yeah, this is London, mind the gap. Living life just multitasking. Smile like a horror movie, I'm laughing. Motivated and focused, crafting. Dash something in a break, all your eggs in a basket. Can't handle it, why you asking? Can't handle it, why you asking? Can't handle it, why you asking? Please don't try it. Nah, don't try it. You can't feed me lies, won't buy it. Question everything, told them, nah, don't try it. Yeah, but you're moving like some sidekick. But you're moving like some waste man. Trying to impress me, won't like it. Be yourself, man, please don't try it. Really, why do they always? Nah, don't try it. You can't feed me lies, won't buy it. Question everything, told them, nah, don't try it. Yeah, but you're moving like some sidekick. But you're moving like some waste man. Trying to impress me, won't like it. Be yourself, man, please don't try it. Really, why do they always? Yeah, you know I'm right. Vibes are here when I am outside. Born for the flows to keep the flows tight. Tell me why they love to lie. Soul is dark, but the mind is bright. Nocturnal, we live for the night. You wanna try, but yeah, not quite. Monster with the bars, yeah, I might bite. If I have to, I tighten up the mic. See me, I don't do it for the likes. Keep it air max, yeah, like my nights. Ooh, I like to plan before I strike. But what do they know? Frequency's high, it never gets low. But yeah, what do they know? You're dripping in drama from head to toe. Nah, don't try it. You can't feed me lies, won't buy it. Question everything, told them, nah, don't try it. Yeah, but you're moving like some sidekick. But you're moving like some waste man. Trying to impress me, won't like it. Be yourself, man, please don't try it. Really, why do they always? Nah, don't try it. You can't feed me lies, won't buy it. Question everything, told them, nah, don't try it. Yeah, but you're moving like